This is the new BMW X3M and this is the new X4M, and these cars are important because it's the first time BMW has done M versions of these SUVs. Also, they get BMW's new 3-litre straight-six twin-turbo that will also go in the new M3 and M4. Anyway, in this video I'm going to tell you what upgrades these M versions have over the standard SUVs. Look at this, well done BMW. I'm going to drive them on road. This thing absolutely shifts. And on track, it's quite impressive for an SUV. I'm going to tell you what's good about them, stiff up, anti-roll bars, and what's not so good about them. Fake, fake, fake. I'm going to time them to 60 miles an hour to see just how quick this new M engine is. Let's start this review by talking about the styling upgrade this M version has over the standard SUV, and I'm going to focus at first on the X3M because I did a little poll on my Instagram account at Matt Watson Cars if you want to check it out, and you said you wanted me to focus on the X3M, but I will do some stuff on the X4M later. The car gets an M grille which is gloss black and it has some M badging on it as well. You've got deep front bumpers, very aggressive, huge air intakes. You've got Icon LED headlights as standard. As standard, you also get 21-inch alloy wheels. There's some more M branding there, and the classic M door mirrors, look, with the gap light, so you can do that if you want to. Also, there's some side skirts, and the car sits lower to the road than the normal model, and you have a pronounced rooftop spoiler as well. On the X4M, you actually get a little bootlit spoiler in addition. There's some M badging here. This one is the competition pack version. There's larger rear bumper as well with a kind of diffuser, more on that later. And then you've got quad tail pipes, and I'm just going to illustrate them now with the carwow log of truth. Look at this, and they're real, there's no fakery. Well done BMW. Why don't you tell me which car you like the look of best? Click up there on the pop-out banner to vote. If you prefer the X3M, the X4M, the Mercedes-AMG GLC 63 or the Alfa Stelvio. There's plenty of styling upgrades on the inside of the X3M as well, and there's pretty much M badging everywhere you look. So up here, there, there, there. If you open the door, it's on the sills as well, and even on the mat and the footrest. It's crazy. You also get these sports seats as standard, and they're electric and they're heated and they're really nice. They hug your body just about right, and they're made out of soft merino leather, and you can upgrade them to have this two-tone effect if you want it to look like you've spilt chicken korma all over your seats. Now the car also gets carbon fibre and aluminium inlays up here and on the doors as well. There's an M-specific steering wheel with some M stitching. There's the M1 and M2 modes which are configurable, which is really nice. There's a red starter button. You get a specific M gear selector as well, and M driving modes. You get the widescreen infotainment system as standard and digital dials with specific M displays. There's also a heads-up display as standard, and that also has M-specific displays. Now all this does come at a price though. So this new X3M starts from £77,000. The X4M is actually 80 grand. So if you want to see how much money you can save on a new car, click on the pop-out banner just up there in the top right-hand corner of the screen to go to carwow to check out our best deals from our trusted dealers. The rest of the car is X3 business as usual, which means that everything feels pretty solid and there's plenty of room here in the back seats, though obviously with the X4 there's a bit less headroom because of that sloping roofline. The boot is big too, at 550 litres, though yet again with the X4 it's slightly less practical. It has 500 litres, and that brings me on to 5 annoying things about this car. There are far too many fake vents on this car for my liking, as I'll illustrate now with the carwow stick of truth. Fake, fake, and fake. Most regions get to choose between an X3 or an X4M or M competition, but in the UK we just get the competition. Now it's probably the one I would recommend, but it still would be nice to be offered the choice. The car is electronically limited to 155 miles an hour, but if you pay BMW some more money, they'll let it do 174 miles an hour. Yeah, the money-grabbing b****s. Due to European noise regulations, the sports exhaust fitted to UK cars aren't as loud as the sports exhaust fitted to US cars. God damn it! The four-wheel drive system in this car is the same as that fitted to the M5. So you have a four-wheel drive mode and a four-wheel drive sport mode. But unlike in the M5, in this car, BMW do not let you choose a two-wheel drive mode, though in theory it could technically do it. I mean, how cool would it be to be doing big drifts in this X model? Seems like a wasted opportunity to me. Thankfully, it's not all bad. The BMW X3M has plenty of cool features which helps make up for all this. Here's 5. You get M Performance brakes as standard with 4-piston calipers and 15-inch discs. There's extra bracing in the engine bay, in the boot, uprated suspension and stiffer anti-roll bars, all to help improve the handling. The special M configuration buttons allow you to set up the car exactly how you want it, so you can choose the perfect settings for your engine, your gearbox, your suspension, your four-wheel drive system and even your stability control, then just access them very quickly. There's an electronically controlled rear differential which can send power to the wheel with the most grip for excellent corner exiting traction. This is BMW's latest M engine. It's codenamed the S58 for all you anoraks out there. Yeah, you know who you are. Anyway, it's a 3-litre straight-six twin turbo with 600 Nm of torque and 480 horsepower in the normal M version and 510 horsepower in this M competition pack. According to BMW, this car can do 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds, but I'm not going to take their word for it, am I? I'm going to launch it. I got my special timing app on my phone up there. I'm going to put everything into its sportiest setting. Gearbox into sports mode as well. Turn off the stability control. Left foot on the brake, floor the throttle. Launch control engaged. Let's go. That's quick. That's quick, and that is 60 way back there. 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. They didn't lie. It's actually quicker than they said. There is no doubt that this car has plenty of performance, but what's it like to live with every day? So I've got everything set to comfort mode apart from the engine, because why would you buy an M car and drive around in efficient mode? Waste of time. When everything is in comfort, it's really quite relaxing. So the suspension is firmer than the normal X3, but it's not terrible. It's actually dealing with bumps quite well. And the gearbox, it just blends the gears together nicely. It's a great 8-speed unit, this. But when you put your foot down, it responds instantly and off you go again. And oh my God, this thing absolutely shifts. And it sounds pretty decent as well. Good news is though, when you come to a corner, it doesn't just run out of ideas and fall over. It handles like an M car should. Well, an M SUV at least. It's easily talented enough for the speed limits on the road. You can have fun in this. And that kind of like sums up the car. It's for people who want an SUV, they want the race driving position, they want something that's practical for their family, but they also want something that will thrill them when the opportunity arises, and this thing will. That's enough of that, I've got to back off because it's all too easy to go over the speed limit and I don't want to end up in jail. Now, it wouldn't be an M car review if I didn't drive it on track. So here I am now in the X4M on some circuit somewhere in New Jersey. I don't know the name of it, but it's quite tight, it's quite technical, and it should put this car through its paces. I've got the car in M1 mode, which is set to sport for the engine, sport for the suspension, and comfort for the steering. It's in automatic mode, but with fast changes, and we've got the stability control on. So how does this car fare on track? It does a good job. It stays nice and flat. If you get a bit carried away, it does start to push wide at the front, and it does squirm about on the brakes if your wheels aren't dead straight, because you know it's a tall vehicle, high centre of gravity, and there's quite a bit of mass moving around. I like the fact though that this gearbox in drive mode will let you rev out, there we go, and it won't change up until the red line. That's really good. And the engine's lovely. Brakes feel nice and strong as well. So it's doing all right out here. Stability control helping out, of course. What I'm going to do now is press M2 twice, and that's going to take me into a setting where I've got Sport Plus for the engine, Sport Plus for the suspension, keeping the steering in comfort because it's too heavy in Sport and definitely too heavy in Sport Plus. I've got the four-wheel drive system now, so it's slightly more rear drive biased, and I've got the stability control in MDM mode, so it'll give me some slip, but it will gather me up if I run out of talent, which happens quite a lot, to tell you the truth. I'm also changing gears myself now because it's in manual mode. Here we go. It's quite impressive for an SUV, you know. It's definitely an M car. It's not as sharp as an M Saloon or Coupe, but for an SUV, not bad at all, really. Look at that, just gripping and going. You have to be nice and smooth with it though, otherwise it will start to get out of shape, like here on the brakes. Woo! It can be good fun. But ultimately, there's no disguising that it's an SUV. It's always the way, but for an SUV, it's good on track. No, really. No one's ever going to take one of these on track. The only way they're going to end up on track is if they take a wrong turn somewhere and end up as part of a track day. But if that does happen, it can cope, which is good to know. It's an SUV, but it does feel like an M SUV should. Now, some people may say that the X4M is sportier to drive than the X3M, but nah, they're completely the same underneath the skin in terms of suspension settings and the mechanicals. So any difference that people are feeling is bound to be just placebo. So then, what's my final verdict? Well, between the X3M and the X4M, I would choose this X3M simply because it's more practical to drive. They feel exactly the same and they're fun for SUVs, and the engine is mega. However, I don't think this is the best M car, though it could be the best M car for normal people. Do you agree with my verdict? Let me know in the comments section. Also, please subscribe to this channel for more videos, and if you click on the deals box to the right, you can see how much you can save on a new car at CarWow. Or click on the video windows below to watch another of my videos.